The Sermon on the Mount is one of Jesus' most well-known teachings, found in Matthew 5:7. It presents the principles of God's kingdom, calling for righteousness that surpasses outward religious observance. Below is a detailed narration, highlighting key themes, verses, and their connections to both the Old and New Testaments. Introduction to the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5:1-2. Setting: Jesus sees the crowds, ascends a mountain, and sits down. His disciples come to him, and he begins to teach. This setting resembles Moses receiving the law on Mount Sinai, Exodus 19-20, showing Jesus as the new lawgiver. 1. The Beatitudes, the character of kingdom citizens, Matthew 5:3-12. Jesus begins with 8 blessings, the Beatitudes, describing the heart posture of those who belong to God's kingdom. 1. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Recognizing spiritual poverty and dependence on God leads to entrance into His kingdom. Connected to Isaiah 57-15, God dwells with the humble in spirit. 2. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Mourning over sin brings divine comfort. Connected to Isaiah 61-2, God comforts those who grieve. 3. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Meekness, gentle strength, leads to a true inheritance. Connected to Psalm 37-11, the meek will inherit the land. 4. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. A deep desire for God's righteousness leads to satisfaction. Connected to Isaiah 55:1-2, God's provision for the thirsty. 5. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Showing mercy leads to receiving God's mercy. Connected to Proverbs 11:17. A merciful person benefits themselves. 6. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Holiness and sincerity grant the vision of God. Connected to Psalm 24:3-4. Only the pure in heart can stand before God. 7. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Those who bring peace reflect God's character. Connected to Isaiah 9-6. Jesus is the Prince of Peace. 8. Blessed are those persecuted for righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Suffering for Christ's sake assures eternal reward. Connected to Daniel 3:6, the righteous suffer, but are vindicated. Jesus concludes with encouragement. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. Matthew 5:12. 2. The role of disciples, salt and light, Matthew 5:13-16. Salt of the earth. Disciples prevent moral decay and add flavor to life. Light of the world. Like a city on a hill, believers must shine God's truth. Key verse. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Connected to Isaiah 60:1-3, God's people shine His light to the nations. 3. Jesus and the law, Matthew 5:17-20. Jesus did not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. True righteousness exceeds that of the Pharisees. Connected to Jeremiah 31:31-34, God's law written on hearts in the new covenant. 4. Deepening the law. The 6 antitheses, Matthew 5:21-48. Jesus goes beyond outward obedience, addressing the heart. 1. Murder and anger, Matthew 5:21-26. Whoever is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of judgment. Connected to Genesis 4:6-7. Cain's anger led to murder. 2. Adultery and lust, Matthew 5:27-30. Whoever looks at a woman to lust has already committed adultery in his heart. Connected to Job 31:1. Job made a covenant with his eyes. 3. Divorce in faithfulness. Matthew 5:31-32. Divorce is only allowed in cases of immorality. Connected to Malachi 2:16. God hates divorce. 4. Oaths in truthfulness. Matthew 5:33-37. Let your yes be yes, and your no be number. Connected to Zechariah 8:16-17. Speak truth. 5. Retaliation. Forgiveness. Matthew 5:38-42. Turn the other cheek. Connected to Isaiah 50:6. The suffering servant does not retaliate. 6. Hate, love for enemies. Matthew 5:43-48. Love your enemies, and pray for those who persecute you. Connected to Proverbs 25:21-22, kindness to enemies brings blessing. 5. True righteousness. Giving, prayer, and fasting. Matthew 6:1-18. Do not seek human approval in giving, praying, or fasting. The Lord's Prayer. Matthew 6-9-13. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Connected to Psalm 103-13. God's fatherly compassion. 6. Trusting God, not riches. Matthew 6:19-34. Do not lay up treasures on earth, but in heaven. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added to you. Connected to Psalm 37-25. God provides for his people. 7. Judging and the golden rule. Matthew 7:1-12. Judge not, that you be not judged. Whatever you want men to do to you, do also to them. 8. Warnings and the true path. Matthew 7:13-27. 2 gates. Narrow leads to life, wide leads to destruction. 2 trees. Good trees bear good fruit, bad trees are cut down. 2 builders. Wise build on the rock obedience to Christ. Foolish build on sand, ignoring Christ's words. Conclusion: the authority of Jesus. Matthew 7:28-29. The people are astonished because Jesus teaches with authority, unlike the scribes. Connection to the New Testament. Jesus fulfills the law. Romans 10:4. Faith in him leads to righteousness. Philippians 3:9. Living out the Sermon on the Mount reflects true discipleship. James 1:22-25.